What's up, everybody? I am Destroyar, your coach of the Washington Wake Pokemon Draft League team. In tonight's video, I have an analysis for you for a draft that I recently joined. This is the ZARUDE Draft League, and they are doing an Uber's UU draft. You're allowed to get one kind of underutilized Uber per team. This is mine, Magearna. Love Magearna. It's flexible as a setup sweeper. It's very bulky. It's got Volt Switch to pivot. It has spikes. It's got Trick Room. It's got just a variety of different options. It's wonderful typing with Steel and Fairy, maybe the best typing in the game defensively. And I just wanted to try this thing out. I think every week it can bring something a little bit different to me depending on what my needs are, and flexibility is really amazing thing to have in draft. And yeah, just really excited to test out Magearna and see how it does. Next up, we have Sneasler. Sneasler with Unburden is nearly the fastest thing in the unboosted metagame. Being able to have a double 120 base speed is just a wonderful asset to have. It's got numerous different ways to unburden itself, via terrain, via fake out, or white herb, numerous different items to have. But I just wanted to have the speed in this Uber's draft league. There's lots of fast, scary things that can sweep, and this will give me a chance to stop some of those things after they're boosting or otherwise getting out of control. Ursaluna, Big Bear, one of my favorites. He's my first Tera captain. Tera in this league is open Tera. You just have to tell your opponent as the match is starting what your Tera type is. But yeah, Big Bear is just a powerful wall breaker. There are very few things that can take a hit from this. It just OHKOs so many things and 2KOs pretty much everything else, as long as it has the right coverage for that. And with Tera, it does have the right coverage for that. So this thing is here to break walls. It's slow, but it does its job really well. Latios is next up. Never used this mon before. Always kind of been curious about it, but it's a powerful special attacker. It's fast. It's got 110 base speed. It's got a very deep move pool. It has status moves that it can do. It has a usable attack stat for physical as well, so that can be an option for it. But it's just a very customizable mon, and again, it's sort of in the same vein as Magearna. Whatever I need to have in any given week, I can bring Latios in theory and be able to kind of customize it to meet my needs. So excited to try that one out. Next up, we have Rillaboom. Maybe should have drafted Rillaboom earlier with Sneasler, but I got him in round 5 anyways. He's a terrain setter, will help out Sneasler with Unburden. He's very strong himself. You can run a Choice Band on it, Assault Vest. He's very bulky. Just good stat spread overall. Not super fast, but fast enough to be faster than Slowmon. Yeah, just got a lot of good tricks, good support mon. Grassy terrain helps out, of course, Sneasler with weakness as well as with its seed, and it also helps to reduce earthquake damage to my whole team and take away essentially my ground weakness on Magearna too. Next up is Forretress. Great roll compression on this mon. Really been getting to like it in Soldew Academy, where I have this thing as well. It can rapid spin, it can set Stealth Rock, it can set spikes, it can spread status with Thunder Wave, it can hit reasonably well and function as a physical wall. It's only got one weakness in fire. Yeah, it's just a good, reliable mon, reasonably priced in this draft, and a way for me to kind of fill several needs as far as my hazards as well as my hazard removal. Ditto is up next. Really excited to have Ditto. Only one Uber allowed in this league, but with Ditto I can potentially have 2. Ditto is also a really great deterrent to your opponent setting up. A lot of teams are scared to even try, because if Ditto comes in, it copies all your stats. If it has a Choice Scarf in addition to that, it can easily reverse sweep teams if they're not careful. Yeah, so it can be my second Uber. It can reverse sweep. If I never bring it to a match, it can sit on my bench and scare people and force them to change their game plans. Speaking of forcing people to change their game plans, Araquanid and Sticky Webs can do that. Always like to have a Webber, because again, if they don't respect it and you bring webs, it can really just change the entire game for them if they're not able to deal with that properly. Araquanid is one of the best webbers as well, because it's not as passive as a lot of the cheaper ones that I've oftentimes use. In this draft, it's going to function as kind of a bulky water for me, fill out my defensive profile in addition to threatening those webs, and also has a reasonably strong offensive profile as well, just due to its ability water bubble, boosting water moves, or double boosting water moves. Last up, we have Chandelure, my second Tera Captain. It's got pretty good, again, roll compression. This thing hits really hard. It's a very strong special attacker. It's got kind of mid speed, but it has options. We've got speed control options on this team. Got multiple users of Trick Room, this being one of them. I also have Sticky Webs from Araquanid. This thing is fast enough that it can also just, you can just put a choice scarf on it and go that way as well. Yeah, so we've got options for speed control. Should be fun. We can do a different one every week if we want to. Yeah, and this is just a quick glimpse at my schedule. A couple of these teams I'm pretty familiar with. A lot of them I am not. Just played Canadian ZARUDE's. He also beat me in the finals of the ZARUDE Draft League last time, so I'm excited for revenge. My week 1 match against the Twisted Witches and Rose. She's a familiar face. Love Rose. She's in our Numachi Draft League. She's our fairy leader currently. And of course, we cannot forget about King. King is currently our water leader in Numachi Draft League. He's the King County Mel's. Yeah, love King, great guy. Do lots of planning and stratting together, so excited to actually face off against him. It's been a while since we've been matched up together in a league like this. So, don't know anything about the rest of these guys. Some of them have some pretty cool logos, and if nothing else, there's some points there for that. So, yeah, excited to get this season started, and pretty soon we will be facing Rose and the Twisted Witches. Her Flutter Mane team is really scary, and we will get into that into a separate video. See you soon, guys.